everyone. I'm Morgan Moonchild, and I'm excited to do a yoga for chill vibes practice with you all tonight. And so you may wonder if I'm building a fort here with the amount of pillows I have stacked by me. I do indeed have 6 throw pillows that I've collected. So now's a great time to go ahead and grab as many pillows and blankets as you have handy. 1 or 2 is even great, but if you can bring your numbers up to 4 to 6, I think it's awesome, and it just makes this practice a little more super cushy and extra chill. So we'll begin by taking just one of our pillows and kind of trying to roll it up in a ball. And we're gonna bring it to our mats and start lying down on our backs. And so we're just rolling up this pillow so that it can be along our spine as we lay back and start to open up through the shoulders and through the front side body. And if you want to, you can bring the soles of your feet together, knees splaying out for a Supta Baddha Konasana, a lying down bound angle pose. And another option here, if you wish, you could bring your right hand to your belly and your left hand to your heart as you start to focus on deepening your breath. Taking a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Start to bring a count in on your inhales and exhales, trying to lengthen the count. So maybe if you want to start with a count of 3 and then go up to 4, maybe even 5, taking an inhale for 3, 2, 1, holding the breath at the top, and exhaling for 3, 2, 1. Deep inhale, this time to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath at the top, retain the breath, and exhale through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Biggest inhale you've taken all day. Hold it for just a moment longer and slowly release that exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue taking a few deep breaths on your own. Start to bring your attention inward, focusing on any sensations you may be feeling within the body, any tightness, stiffness, tension. And I invite you throughout the practice to really try to send your breath to those areas. Send positive, loving energy through the breath to those areas. One more deep inhale and exhale before we move to a comfortable seated position. So moving at your own pace, start to bring your knees back up, roll over to release that blanket or pillow from under your back, and slowly make your way to a cross-legged position. And you can bring a pillow to sit up on, to stack your hips up on. Maybe if you've grabbed a couple, try bringing a couple under. See how that affects the stacking of your pelvis, creating an anterior tilt in the pelvis, bringing that pelvis forward, bringing that C curve into the lower back, the lower spine, and helping you straighten up through your torso. One more deep breath here. Finding length through the spine. And then we'll take some seated cat-cows here. So with our palms on our knees, we'll start to push our torso forward and then bring our gaze up a little bit. Careful to not bring any tension to the neck. Taking a deep inhale here. And on the exhale, round through, tucking your navel into your spine, trying to tilt your pelvis to the back side, tucking, if you had an imaginary tailbone, well, you do have a tailbone, but I mean an imaginary tail. If you had a tail, tucking that tail down to the floor. And take a few of these seated cat-cows on your own movements, inhaling to bring your torso forward, maybe squeezing your shoulder blades together lightly along your spine, bringing your gaze up, and exhaling as you round through the spine. Really try to bring as much length through the neck, the spine, the low back here. And then I invite you to change the position of your cross leg at this point as you take a couple more cat-cows. So take the awkward cross-legged position for you. And then taking a couple more. And you can start to take your cat-cows off the tracks if you want to make some circles with your torso, or maybe drop one shoulder into the center, into your center, your midline, and bring your gaze over your shoulder, and then drop the other shoulder into your midline, bringing your gaze over your shoulder. And taking whatever movements here are calling to you, and continuing to focus on your breath. And take a moment to even yourself out if you've taken circles one way and need to take them the other way. And then once you've done that, find that comfortable seat again. If you're hating this opposite cross leg, you can switch it back if you wish to your kind of regular, comfortable, easeful cross-legged position. And then we'll take a few neck stretches here. Some of you may have already started doing some of those neck stretches on your own, but just tip your ear to one shoulder gently, and then to the other. And then bring your chin into your chest, lengthening through the back side of the neck. And then gently, gently, gently start to bring your gaze up and back as far as you comfortably can, starting to open up through the throat. And you may wish to make a few circles with your neck here. You can imagine that there's a pencil from the tip of your nose, and try to imagine that pencil drawing small circles, like maybe teacup or coffee, tea plate size, dessert plate. And then making the circles bigger, maybe dinner plate size. Inhaling on the tops of your circles and exhaling on the bottoms. And switch those rotations. Starting with dinner plate size, and then slowly making those circles smaller, back to neutral eventually. Beautiful. And then let's drop our left palm to the mat, to the side of our hip, and inhale to sweep your right arm overhead, stretching through the right side body. Deep inhale here, And exhale to switch sides, dropping your right hand to the mat, and then inhaling to sweep the left hand overhead, stretching through the left side body. Try to imagine while you're stretching with your hand, you're also trying to ground that hip into the earth. And take it to the other side one more time. Reaching that hand up and over and trying to ground through the hip. Beautiful. Last time, dropping to the other side, stretching through the side body, grounding through everything that's touching the floor, and make your way back to that comfortable seat, and then remove those pillows you may be sitting on, and we'll make our way into a tabletop position. Stacking the shoulders over the wrists and hips over the knees. Take a couple quick cat-cow movements here. Dropping the navel, inhaling to lift your gaze, and exhaling to round through the spine. Bringing the navel into the spine, dropping the crown of the head to the floor, and inhaling to drop your belly, lift your gaze, squeeze the shoulder blades together for cow, and exhaling, round through, draw your chin to your chest, claw through the fingertips for cat, and then find that neutral tabletop position again, drawing your navel into your spine, stacking the shoulders over the wrists, and then ground through your left palm and inhale to sweep your right arm to the sky, and exhale to thread the needle, bringing that hand underneath your armpit and bringing your head down to the mat. You can walk that left hand, that top arm out further and feel a deeper stretch through your shoulder. And just try to find some ease here, a nice, relaxed, comfortable breath. There are so many different variations of yoga, moving fast, moving slow. But at its core, it's all about connecting breath to movements and breathing into spaces and areas of tightness to help them release. So taking it slow is just another way to do it, and you can still get all the same benefits as you can as a faster paced class. Take a deep inhale and exhale to walk that left palm back closer to your head and use that palm to raise yourself back up. Sweep that right arm to the sky one more time before you plant it down. Coming into that neutral tabletop again, find your center. Ground through the right hand, the right palm, and inhale to sweep the left arm to the sky. And exhale to thread the needle, bringing that left arm underneath your right arm, and then walking your right top arm out a little further if you wish to get a deeper stretch through the shoulders. You may find thoughts are coming up about what you need to do after this practice, or running through something in your head that may have happened earlier today. And just try to let those thoughts go as you stay here in that present moment, focusing on the sensations in your body and your breath. Deep inhale and exhale to walk that right hand back up closer to your head to slowly unwind and come back into a neutral tabletop position here. walk your knees back just a smidge, few inches, and then drop your elbows right where your hands were, coming into a nice little puppy posture. Dropping, perhaps you can drop the forehead all the way to the mat here. If not, just maybe you want to bring one of your abundant pillows underneath your forehead here to help bring the ground up to you. Last deep inhale, and on your exhale, use your hands to walk yourself back up to a neutral tabletop position. Move that pillow out of the way if you had one. And then walk those palms towards the front of your mat, stacking your shoulders over your wrists and slowly lower all the way onto your belly. And then bring your forearms, tuck your elbows underneath your forearms and walk them in close to your body to bring you up into a Sphinx pose here, starting to strengthen through the backside of our body. Deep inhale here, and then exhale, drop your belly, drop your heart and your head to the floor. Bring your gaze one way, or maybe bring your forehead to the mat. And then walk your palms just below your shoulders and close into your ribs. Curl your back toes under. Lift your kneecaps up. Start to engage through your knees, or through your legs, as you push yourself up into a high plank just for a brief moment. And then exhale to bump your hips back to the sky, downward facing dog. We'll be here for just a few breaths, so pedal it out. Try to shine the creases of your elbows forward. Spiral your inner thighs towards one another. Drop the crown of the head to the mat. Claw through the fingertips. On your next inhale, bring your gaze between your hands, bend through the knees, and slowly baby step, taking tiny, tiny little steps to bring your feet up in between your hands, to come into a forward fold. This, you can heel toe your feet so they're hip width distance apart. Grab onto opposite elbows, and let your head hang heavy. Bend through the knees generously. You can even bring your belly to the tops of your thighs, helping to open up through the lower back. Take one more deep cycle of breath, and then drop your palms to the mat. And then bring your palms up to your shins, or perhaps the tops of your thighs, to lift yourself up halfway, straightening through flat back, squeezing the navel into the spine. And exhale, lower your hands, your palms back to the mat, and heel toe your feet all the way to the outside of your mat so that your toes are pointing outward and are hanging off the mat. And then slowly lower your hips down, coming into a Malasana squat, hands at prayer position. Deep inhale to straighten through the spine here. And exhale to plant your hands back on the mat, bring your hands behind your hips to slowly lower your hips, your sit bones back down to the earth. And now all our fun pillow friends come into the action here. So gather your pillow friends, and bring them on top of your thighs. We're just coming into a super gentle forward fold here. So you can really just bring your hands to the tops of your shins. Maybe they reach to the ankles or the feet, and you can bend through your knees generously as much as possible so that your forehead can just rest comfortably on these pillows. Again, if any thoughts come up, invite them to return again at a later time, and just focus on your breath, the inhales and the exhales. Take one more deep inhale, and on your next exhale, slowly walk your torso back up. Keep your stack of pillows right in front of you, and spread your legs to open wide, and we'll be doing another wide-legged folds. Yeah, hopefully you can see me. And for this, I'm gonna grab all the pillows, as many pillows as possible, because this can be a super tough position for many of us to get into. So this is as far as I'm gonna go right now. So I might even just be laying here. So it may feel like, well, what am I doing? Is this really stretching anything? But you don't need to be in a slower practice like this. You don't need to be feeling the muscles shaking for your body to still be getting the benefit of breathing into these postures. So we'll be here for 10 breaths. Keep breathing, taking deep inhales and exhales. Take one last deep inhale, and on an exhale, start to move your pillow forts off to the side, keeping just about 2 pillows handy at this point. And we'll slowly make our way onto our backs. And walking the soles of the feet are planted into the earth, and Weasel, sorry, go ahead and cross your right ankle over your left knee, the top of your left knee, and then start to bring your left leg in towards your chest, threading the needle to bring your hands to clasp behind your left thigh, coming into a reclined pigeon. Come here. One more deep inhale, and then exhale to uncross your legs and take that reclined pigeon to the other side, crossing your left ankle over the top of your right knee and threading the needle to bring your hands behind your thighs. Take one more deep inhale and exhale to unwind from that reclined pigeon. And now is a good time to grab one or two of your pillows and bring them underneath your sacrum. So you can lift your sacrum, your hip bones up, kind of like you would in a bridge. Plop some pillows under them. And then extend your legs up to the sky, soles of the feet as if they're planting into the ceiling. And keep breathing. Deep inhales and deep exhales. You can feel free to clasp onto the back sides of the thighs if that feels comfortable or feels helpful for you. Take one more cycle of breath. And on your next exhale, slowly lower your legs back down to the earth. Lift your torso or your hips back up to move those pillows aside. And we're preparing to come into our final resting pose, Shavasana. You can bring a pillow under your knees, a pillow or two, a few options here. Bring a pillow or two underneath your knees and extend your legs straight out in front of you. Or perhaps you may wish to bring the soles of the feet together again with your knees spread wide to the outsides of the mat. Either variation. Shine the palms of your hands to the sky. Tuck your chin into your chest. Close your eyes. Relax your forehead. Relax your jaw. You may wish to lick your lips and take a deep swallow. Let that positive, loving energy you've breathed in through your practice just soak in. Feel the weight of your body heavy against the earth, relaxing into the earth, being supported. If you have the time, I invite you to stay here as long as you can. Otherwise, if you would like to be guided out of Shavasana, slowly start to wiggle your fingers, extend your legs and arms, reaching them, stretching them as far away from the body as possible. And then walking your feet in, your knees in to hug your knees into your chest. And slowly roll yourself onto your left side, bringing your left hand underneath your left arm, underneath your head as a pillow, trying to keep your eyes closed if you can. And then using your right hand, your top hand, to push your torso up and return to a comfortable seated position. Trying to keep your eyes closed still if you can. Returning to a cross-legged position that you took at the beginning of class. And then bringing your palms together at heart center and bowing your head to your hands as we close our practice by saying Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed Yoga for Chill Vibes. And again, I'm Morgan Moonchild. I hope to see you again soon.